The story of Slime Rancher 2 is slowly unraveling, revealing secrets within the vibrant Rainbow Island. Beneath its colorful aesthetic lies a hidden world full of mystery and the unknown. From the drone logs scattered across the island, we can piece together what happened before Beatrice's arrival. I will break down each area, starting with the conservatory, to see what story Monomi Park is trying to tell. In the first game, the story was lighthearted, offering a heartwarming tale of love and adventure. However, the sequel seems poised to tell a much grimmer story about regret and loss. But let's see if that's true. This will be a series of videos breaking down each drone across the different areas of the game. Let's start with your home base, the conservatory.
I had the drones rebuild the conservatory exactly as it was before. I was so happy to see it standing there again, its glass filtering the beautiful daylight of this magical place. When it was done, for a moment, I almost thought things were back to normal. I thought maybe I would just walk inside and start again like nothing had happened. And though I know that's not the case, it was still so nice to finally be home again. I got the idea for this conservatory from a history book I had as a kid. I thought it was so lovely, the way that you could be inside it but feel like you were in the world outside at the same time. I wish I had something like this back home. Maybe then I wouldn't always have had to run off to look for plants and mushrooms. Maybe I would have been closer to them.
Very interesting information suggests that the conservatory was damaged before. How? Not sure yet. The original resident mentions back to normal and sorry again, like nothing had happened, implying that something dramatic occurred, affecting not only the home but possibly themselves. In the DG archive, we learn the conservatory's origins from an old history book. This makes sense because the concept of a conservatory was created in the 16th century to preserve fruits. Later, in the 19th century, it became popular in England as a spot for gathering and gardening. Lastly, who are they?
I sometimes used to bring my lunch here and stare at these colossal fossils, wondering what this world looked like when they were alive. It's a world of slimes now, but who knows what it was before. And if the universe has room for a whole world, and its ecosystem changing course, maybe we should accept the same of each other. Geez, talking about the past sure resonates these days. I wonder what profound thoughts I had to share back then. Ugh, I forgot my fork. Looks like it's hand noodles again.
I think what they were referring to is the Jurassic period, a time when giant slimes once roamed the planet. So far, saber slimes are the closest to these prehistoric slimes. The giant fossils mentioned might be ammonoids or cephalopods that went extinct many years ago. This theory makes sense, as the island might have been underwater at one point. The shells could have belonged to a type of slime or another alien creature altogether.
I used to be afraid of the water. It felt like it was endless and would just swallow you up. I was only ever willing to dip my feet in the shallows, where I could see the bottom, see the extent of it. And now, what would you even call what I plunged into? Water is so deep, so endless that I may never see the surface again. I'm feeling sorry for myself again. I should get back to work. These tide pools remind me of when I would go to the beach with Mom and Dad. I never wanted to swim. I was too scared to do it. Instead, I would wade in a tide pool and read this old book my mom had about a legendary explorer. They were a slime rancher who trekked across the entire far, far range, making discoveries that would go on to make history. I used to dream about being someone like that, being fearless and just diving into new adventures. I guess this is my chance.
Interesting, we are slowly learning about the original owner of the conservatory. At one point, they were scared of water due to a fear of drowning. However, they enjoyed reading books about history and explorers. This sparked a desire to be the same, to become brave and adventurous, just like the heroes. Perhaps this is why they came to the planet seeking adventure, just like the others, like Obson.
I had been pacing all over the conservatory after it happened, my mind racing with what I should have done differently. I felt so guilty, so misguided. I ended up in these ruins, and I just slumped up against one of the walls, totally exhausted. The stones were so solid and cold, and I felt the weight of the history they carried with them. And then a tiny bug crawling along one of the cracks in the wall slipped inside it and vanished. It passed through these ancient stones as if they were smoke. That's when it all came to me. History is a funny thing. When you're young, you're told how important it is, how it's the greatest teacher. But then you see the people out there with power, the ones making history, and they ignore the past. I suppose I'm no different. In a way, I'm out here trying to escape my family's history. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. I'm sorry, Grandma. But I really want this.
Something significant happened that made this person profoundly uneasy. What exactly transpired to cause such intense feeling of guilt? Is the bag crawling into the crack a subtle clue to what occurred? It kinda reminds you of the mysterious rainbow crack in Starlight Strand. Is it foreshadowing something? It is intriguing that they mention learning from history. History is a repeating rhyme, perpetually echoing with a different rhythm. Only the victors get to rewrite history. It's an unfortunate truth. If one does not thoroughly learn about the past, they are doomed to tragically repeat it, just like this person did. I wonder what haunting part of themselves they are desperately trying to escape.
Oh, mushrooms, my first love. I still remember the day Mom told me that they aren't actually plants. I couldn't believe it. After I got that field guide, I would always sneak into the forest with Grandma's old suitcase and collect as many as I could. When she found out, Mom was so upset. But I think she was more upset about Grandma's suitcase than anything else. I didn't know it was special to her. Oh, good. I was looking for a place to store all my giant mushrooms anyway. I bet Dad would have laughed at that one.
So this person loves learning about mushrooms, and the suitcase holds some sort of importance. I wonder if it will become significant later on. And so far, we have learned that the stranger loves history, plants, and mushrooms. They originally created the conservatory, but something happened to destroy the building, forcing them to rebuild. Additionally, they felt guilty about what occurred. What exactly happened? We're not sure yet. Was the destruction of the conservatory the result of the stranger mingling with forces beyond their control? Did they come to the planet to escape the family's past? But why? So many questions and so little time. In the next video, I will continue the series with a deep dive into the other areas, trying to piece together what transpired here before Peter's arrival. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, stay wiggly.